Hi guys, I hope you're doing really, really well and practicing radical self-care. I hope you're getting out there, going for walks, runs, hikes, climbing, skiing, surfing, whatever it is in your area that you can do. Super important to be getting exercise. It's like key in healing from this trauma and narcissistic abuse. Meditation, very, very key. I like to wake up in the morning, and I'm not a great meditator, so I put on a guided meditation and I allow that to sort of guide me through that process. I try to, when I wake up in the morning, I try to make a list of things I'm grateful for, 5 to 10 things I'm grateful for. I send it out to other people. I have like a gratitude group that's very good. Another thing that I think is very helpful is prayer. For me, prayer is key. Prayer has helped me in so many ways. I even recommend praying for the narcissist. I recommend praying for them for weeks or months and just praying that they have all the peace, joy, and love that you would like for yourself. A wise mentor suggested that to me, and I find it very helpful because you don't want to drink the poison and expect the other person to die. And that's what you do if you allow yourself to become, to get consumed by resentment and anger and like hatred towards the narcissist. You do not want to stoop to their level. This is a person that's been hating you the whole time, really actually since they met you. They hate their new source of supply. They hate themselves, right? So they can't really love other people. They don't really bond. They typically have hatred towards their parents, whether they're in touch with this or not. It's in there, right? So that's how they operate in the world. They don't bond or connect or really love other human beings, right? Typically. So you do not want to allow them to draw you down to their level of darkness. And it's very hard not to get into that because you've probably been betrayed. There was probably cheating, lying, gaslighting. You were manipulated. There was passive aggressive communication. They probably tried to sabotage you in every realm of your life. Very often in a very subtle way, so you didn't see it. So there was sabotaging, there was, all the manipulation. So I get it. Like, it's very awful when you come to terms with this idea that this person that you were in love with, that you thought loved you, was secretly plotting and planning and daily doing things to hurt you and to punish you and to chip away at your self-esteem and to make you try to make you feel like you were unworthy, like you were less than. Because remember, with narcissists, they have to be superior. They have to be in the superior position. That's why they're so motivated by power and control, because if they have power and control, then they feel superior, then you get to be their inferior. They're always sort of basing their self off of other people. So they like to feel like they're better than other people, right? So they like to keep you down here. That's also why they're so enamored by people that they consider like equal or higher status than them. They get enamored by those people initially anyway, until they start to devalue them as well. Because remember, the whole thing is idealization, devaluation, and discard. That is what they do in every single relationship that they're in. So that's why the beginning of the relationship with the narcissist is always the best, right? Because it's idealization. It's very love bomby. They're love bombing you. They're flattering you. They're using a lot of that to suck you in. They're trying to have sex with you right away or getting physical with you right away. They're trying to bond with you via love bombing. But unfortunately, love bombing is false. It's flattery. It's false. Many of the things they say are probably true about you because they're really good at being able to identify a person's strong characteristics and use those, to really make you feel like you're really special, right? But then eventually, but coming from them, it's false. Like, yes, it's true. These things are true about you, but they don't genuinely feel a true connection to you, right? They're just trying to get you trapped. And then they're going to start to devalue you. And of course, this can be very slow and subtle over time, and you might not even know it's happening. And a lot of times it's just this very like chipping away at your self-esteem. They typically are doing a lot of sabotage. I know that the one I was with even did a lot of sabotage in terms of my career, because it made me feel like what I was doing was like a ridiculous endeavor, and never referred any clients to me, in the whole decade-long relationship. Never, I sell real estate, never referred a client to me. Lots of his friends worked with me, some of his family worked with me, but it was because they chose to. It wasn't because the narcissist was giving any positives. In fact, he would come home and say, oh, so-and-so in my office right next to me just bought a house in our area. And I was so beaten down that I didn't have the courage to say, oh, did you tell them that I'm an agent? Did you refer them to me? Did you recommend me to this person that's your best friend at work that just bought a house? So I now know, when I look back, there was a lot of sabotage going on, making me, feel like basically selling real estate was the equivalent of shoveling manure for a living or something along those lines, which actually I believe both of those jobs have incredible merit, because if you are working hard and you're shoveling manure and you're working in the fields, that's an incredibly hard job. And if you're selling real estate, that's a hard job. So, and it deserves, all those jobs deserve respect, right? But that's basically what I was, sort of the feeling I had, or what he sent to the table, was that I was like the lowly of the low. He was this brilliant scientist and I was this lowly realtor, right? And so I realize now, when I look back, oh my gosh, he was totally sabotaging my efforts. And of course, they like to have power. So often, and this was the dynamic that was created in my relationship, often there's a financial dependence. I became financially dependent on him because he fostered that financial dependence, right? Totally fostered it. And so then I got in the situation where I was financially dependent and feeling less than, like I couldn't even do my job. And then they shame you for it. So they often like to create financial dependence. They like to have the power financially. They will keep your name off, in my case, kept my name off the title of the house that I paid $300,000 for or towards. Just they'll do things to where they have the power, you don't have the power. And then once you become dependent on them, they will shame you. So it make you feel like you're a piece of crap for being dependent. They create it and then they shame you because they love that power, right? All about power and control. And a lot of my clients, this is the situation with them. They had careers, or they were on a career trajectory, and they ended up giving it up because the narcissist encouraged them to quit their job or to do this other thing, or really because the narcissist wanted all their focus on the narcissist, right? And then when that person did it and they became dependent, then the narcissist would shame them, like, get a job, or you're a loser, or whatever, right? So that's often something that happens. Not always with narcissists, but it can happen. So I really think it's very important that you do not stoop to their level in any way. And that means, if you have resentments, start praying for them. Pray that your resentment will be removed. Pray that your higher power will give them all the peace, love, joy, and happiness that you would like for yourself, because you do not want to drink the poison and expect that person to die. So prayer is a huge component, I think, of self-care, for me anyway. Meditation, exercise. Really important to cultivate friendships and to spend time around people that are safe, that are kind, that are trustworthy, that are wonderful. So important to do that, to surround yourself with people that have integrity, where their actions match their words, they show up for relationships, they're capable of emotional intimacy. I think it's so important, and you have to be very selective about who you allow in your inner circle. I'm very selective, I'm very careful. I have very, very, very good friends that have been there through thick and thin, some of them for 35 years, been there for me throughout my life. And I'm exceedingly grateful for that. And if you've been isolated by the narcissist to where you don't have any friends left, then go and try to make some friends. CODA, Codependence Anonymous, I think is a really good program to go to so that you can start building connection with other people that might also have some of the trauma responses of codependence. They may have learned some of those, responses or behaviors, and they're trying to do what they can to heal from that and set boundaries and learn how to do self-care. So if you don't have any friends, I suggest getting into a 12-step recovery program. If you have a substance use disorder, I obviously believe that 12-step recovery is a very helpful way to help with that. So I hope that you guys are doing really well and taking good care of yourself and practicing radical self-care. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.